Alright guys, so yeah, continuing my airbrush series, today I'm going to be looking at a gravity feed dual action airbrush, and it is the Neo from Iwata. Nice looking brush, but I'm not just going to talk about it, we're going to have a good look at this airbrush, check out its capabilities, and we'll see how we get on. So yeah, first look, what you get in the box: you get the airbrush, you get an extra cup, a smaller version, which I think is a nice touch, and the airbrush itself, and of course a little spanner. So let's take a look at this. First impressions, nice smooth action. Let's take a look inside the cup. Actually, yeah, you know, that's really quite smooth. That's always quite impressive. Makes cleaning an awful lot easier. So I tell you what guys, let's dismantle this baby. So naturally the cup will screw off. Yeah, not bad. Let's take the rear section off. Put that there for the moment. Okay. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to release the locking nut there, and I'm going to slide the needle out, which incidentally is 0.35, which is a very good size for general airbrushing for us modelers. Let's take the cone off there, that front section. Okay, that's revealed the nib obviously, as you can see. But what I'm going to do first, I'm just going to remove the trigger. That's interesting. It's got like a ball section on the bottom. Nice. I'm going to screw out this tension spring here. Out you come, dude. Okay, right, as you can see there's your spring. Slide that off, just put that there a moment, and remove this. Now this is cool, I really like this. With this type of mechanism that you generally see a lot of on dual action airbrushes, you have the little springy bracket here, and I've got to admit guys, it's always a pain in the ass to get back in, but this one is actually connected to the end of this shaft, which I think is a very clever idea. We'll come back to that in a moment. And then of course this is where your spanner will come in. Hopefully, there we go, no problems there. Screw that off, and there's the nib. That's all you'd need to do guys. Of course you could remove the valve here if you want to, but there's little point in that just for the purposes of this demonstration. Yeah, sweet. As you can see, it's chromed really nicely. I don't know if you'll be able to see actually on the inside there, which once again will make cleaning very easy indeed. So what I'm going to do now, hopefully it won't be epic fail. There we go. Now just an important tip guys, just nip these things up. You're not screwing a tap on a kitchen sink, you know, it's just got to be really gentle and you'll be fine. Okay, there we go. Try not to cross your threads as well, don't be impatient. These things can be quite delicate, in general I mean, not particularly this airbrush. Okay, so I've reassembled that section now. I'll put the cup on. Nice. Right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put the spring back on there, and this section on there, because that's how it works. You see that spring motion, and I'm going to push that forwards just a little, slide that in. That's it, that's gone in no problem. Screw that section on, take it all the way down, okay, and as you can see now, and that little springy thing that I was telling you about, as you can see, it's just not moved. It's gone into the perfect location, it really has. Making sure that the flat section, or rather the cut out section, is facing towards the back end of the airbrush. Put that in position, no problem. Get the old locking nut, put that on, not too much. And now I'm going to reinsert the needle, depressing slightly on the trigger. Man, sorry guys, I'm having trouble seeing because I'm a bit far away from the actual airbrush because of the tripod. That's gone all the way home. lock that up and then let go. So just so you can see, gently take that off there. Hopefully that'll be focusing as you can see the needle now. See it, guys? So yeah, no problems there. And finally, slip the back end back on. Excellent. Very simple, as you can see, guys. Now, in difference to the single action that I videoed last time, with these you depress, as you can see, which allows the airflow to come out, but the difference between the single action before and now is to release paint, you slowly and gradually pull back while depressed. That will govern and determine how much paint is sprayed. So yeah, very nice. Let's not waffle though, guys. Let's go to the spray table and see how it performs. Okay then, guys, so my chosen model today is going to be the Forge World Jet Buy, and I've connected the Neo to my compressor. I think I'm currently going to be running at about 25 psi because I'm going to be spraying the Vallejo polyurethane varnish now through the airbrush. As you can see, no problem at all. So what I'm going to do, I'll start to coat the model. It only has to have a light coat, and as you can see, the airbrush is spraying this out just fine. No problems with that at all. Beautiful. You can see I'm depressing and pulling back slightly on the trigger, and it's doing it just fine. So I'm just going to go off camera, guys, and complete this and dry it, and of course I'll be back. Okay, so the polyurethane's dry now, and it's given it a lovely smooth finish. Can't fault that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to apply my base coat. It is a primer again. Oh, actually no, this is German Grey from Vallejo Model Air. Okay, I'm just going to check the flow, see if it's coming out okay. Absolutely no problems there whatsoever. So I'm going to go ahead now and let's start on the nose. Apply my base colour. Nice, even coat. Don't try to do too much at once, it's not necessary. And as you can see, that's going on a dream. There's going to be a few sections on this model that obviously aren't going to be the great colour, but I'm not worried about them at this time. Beautiful. Spraying the paint out with no problems whatsoever. I'm just going to make sure I stay within camera shot, guys. Apologies if I move out. There's the compressor kicking in as usual. Sweet. I'll just carry on off camera, guys, and complete this process because it's a bit of a boring one, and of course I'll be back. Okay then, guys, so my base colour's dried now, and I'm getting ready to apply the second colour. Just in case you're wondering, I've added a few pieces of masking tape to this because I want it to look slightly different. Just a little something I'm experimenting with. So now I'm going to use Vallejo Model Air USA Grey. Same standard colours that I always use within my Lunar Wolf Army. I've just dropped my PSI down to 15. No problems at all. So what I'm going to start to do now is apply the next coat. And that's going on an absolute dream. Beautiful. It's all about layers when you add colour to a model. Gentle layers as well. Don't load the paint on massively. Don't be in too much of a rush. Superb. That's shaping up really nicely. Sorry guys, make sure I'm in camera shot. There goes the compressor. Yeah, I'm liking that. Like the shoulder pauldrons. Right. As you can see, no problems. Hopefully this is actually showing up on camera guys, it's always tricky trying to do this sort of work on camera, but hopefully, as you can see, the Neo is performing admirably, or you know what I mean. Right, so I'm just going to finish off a few other pieces and with this colour, and we'll be back guys. Okay, so I've dried that off now, and as you can see I've gone over the entire model, given it its first batch of shade. I've had no problem doing the marine whatsoever. Great. Now we'll move on to the final highlight colour, which is Vallejo Model Air Pale Grey Blue, my usual colour, and this stage is generally the most critical. I've dropped my PSI down to just below 15 now. This colour does tend to be a little bit thicker, but you know what, that's coming out fine. So what I'm going to do now is do my final highlight. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, perfect. Absolutely perfect. It's a very subtle highlight. You don't want it blasting on. This is why I do it in very small amounts. There you go. Excellent. Let's go a little bit. Let's rest the model down, it's easier. Bit of a highlight on the shoulder pauldron. Nothing too extreme. That brush is handling it perfectly. Excellent. A little bit on the forehead of the helmet, I think. There we go. Just a little bit down there. A little bit on the sides of the handlebar guards. Sweet. Right, I'm just going to finish off guys, and we'll take a look at what the models come out like. Well, there we go guys. I've removed the masking tape as well, and I'm quite pleased with that little camo effect, but we'll see how it looks once I've weathered it. But I have to say, the airbrush has performed admirably. It has completed all of the sort of like tasks that I would do for the airbrushing stage on a model. I've even got really close to the shoulder pauldrons, the head on the marine, the legs, all the shading in the areas that I'd want it to do. And yeah, there it is. All that's left really now is to gloss varnish it. I'm just loading the airbrush now, a bit of gloss varnish. Oh, look at that, it just blasts it out, perfect. Protect your work guys, because you know, airbrush paint can be quite thin. Excellent. I'm going to do this off camera guys, and I'll finish off on the vid. So that's it guys, job's done. The jet bikes is looking pretty sweet. The gloss varnish is on, ready for my weathering stage. As you can see, the Neo sprayed the very thick Gloopy Vallejo acrylic gloss varnish through without a problem at all. All you need to do, obviously, with dual action airbrushes is up your PSI a little bit, pull a little bit further back on the trigger. But it handled it, excuse me, it handled it perfectly. Marvellous. Incidentally, worth getting one of these guys, the airbrush cleaning pot. Very sturdy one this is. I'll put a link in the description as where to get this one. As you can see, it holds my airbrush perfect. And of course, really good for the cleaning process. Excellent filtration on that bit. So there it is, guys. A low end budget airbrush, the Neo for Iwata, and I have to say, I'm impressed. Really impressed. It's done the job, it's done everything I wanted it to do. Proof's in the pudding, guys, and there it is. Fantastic. So check out the links in the description, guys. I'll put some appropriate links in there to point you in the right direction for one of these babies. And I hope that was a help to you. More vids coming in the series, so don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and of course I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.